Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. This is going to be a tutorial on helping you master the pen tool in Illustrator. I made a video a few months back with regards to mastering the pen tool in Photoshop, but actually that video that time I had audio issues. Even still now I do have audio issues, but I now try to process the audio to make sure that at least I get the minimum viable result out of it. So most of the issues that I'm going to be discussing here today are going to be, again, most of them carry along into Photoshop as well, and I'm going to show you. We're going to create some interesting shapes, and I'm also going to show you a game that you can use to practice. So we're going to begin with the pen tool here. When it's P on your keyboard, and once you click, it has several options. Now this is the major tool that you use. This one adds anchor points, this one removes anchor points, and this one, it kind of converts a point into tools, like you can pull out points with it. Okay, so it converts the anchor point tool. So here, when we begin with the main tool, this is a drawing tool. To use any of the rest, you have to use this one first. There are many ways. So for example, to make a shape, a straight line, you first click once and then click shift on your keyboard and click, and that will make a straight line. If you want to make if you want to make like a line that is, for example, let's say 45 degrees, again you click shift and you click so that you see that it's 45 degrees. Okay, you just click like that. Once you click shift, if you don't click shift, it will just go wherever your pen is pointing. But if you click shift, it will constrain the proportions, and it will make sure that you're getting the actual results. Okay, so moving on, after that, there is the next part. When you pull out the handles, right? So pulling out the handles kind of creates a tangent, and a tangent on which the line begins to curve. Okay, so these handles are nothing but tangents, and the lines move tangentially along the curves move tangentially along these lines. So when you for example have a line like this and you want to create a smooth curve, you have to make sure that this line is going. For example, if you make this tangent, it won't be a smooth curve, because where your point is, it cannot be a tangent. All right, so you have to move out a little bit so that you allow it to kind of graze over the line here. The same thing goes over to the next point. So the bigger your lines, the farther you will have to go to make a smooth curve. So if for example you have a smooth curve, okay, you have for example this curve here, but you don't want to go all this far to make a smooth line, you can just hold down Alt, and once you hold down Alt and again hold Shift, so you will see that it's moving again. It's constraining the proportions with Shift. But if you want it to be kind of perpendicular, we can just release the Shift and just hold Alt and Alt or Option if you're using a Mac, and just release. And then now you'll have a shorter line, and you can now make a smooth curve as well with that line. So this is basically like the basis of a pen tool, and the thing is you can just keep practicing it all the time. There is no single point that you're going to feel like it's perfect. Most of the time with experience, again, you'll kind of get there. But for example, let's imagine we're drawing a shape, let's say a heart. If you're drawing a heart, some people some people just draw, for example, one line like this, and then they draw another line like this, and then they just duplicate this shape and flip it over, right? So that you can do, okay. But also you can do that. You can actually see this line here, increase the stroke a little bit. So for most people, what they will do is they would select this shape here, okay, and then they say, let's say Ctrl C, Ctrl F to paste in front, and then on this shape here, the upper shape or the lower shape, you just go over to transform, reflect, and then here you turn on your preview, reflect horizontal, and then they would move it into position or something like that. So for example, here you will have that, and then they would move it into position just like this, okay, and then they would try to make it come to place like that. So it would end up taking you much more time, and it won't give you a perfect result. But also, of course it will give you a perfect result, but it will take a little bit much more time. But if you master the pen tool, for example, you can just, for example, just do this. Just click once here like that, and with your point still while you're still on that tangent, that handle, just click Alt, and then you move that to roughly the same to form like a V shape, just like that, okay. So Ctrl Z. Let's do this once again. So you could just do that, then move that in place. So you release the pen before you release the Alt, and then you go to like perpendicular to this point, so roughly like go roughly there like that, and then pull out again a handle like this with your Alt, move this again to form like a flatter V shape like that, and then come back over here and just pull out like this, okay. So again form something like that, right? So if, for example, if you need to, you can make the necessary adjustments, but here you have a shape again which is fast again. So when you want to make necessary adjustments, you can just click on the direct selection tool and just maybe move this just a little bit, just like that, to form the desired result that you want. So it would take you a relatively smaller time to do this, but again, with practice, you'd be able to make as many as you want. Again, this you're going to see it maybe it being done in other places. Let's imagine that we have a shape here like this, okay. So here, you know what I'm doing. Again, I'm just clicking with and then dragging to form curves, okay. And if I want to form a straight line, I don't have to pull it out, just have to form a curve like this, okay. So I'm just forming just an arbitrary shape, just going to leave it like this, for example, and I'm going to click my pen tool again just to make a new selection independent of this one. It's going to be let's say like this, and let's say that. So you can also make your own. First understand what I'm doing, and then you can also make your own shapes. So here you have this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a gradient. Okay, so I'm going to give this, let's say, a red here. Let's give it red, and move with your Alt, just pull out those handles, and then you'd be able to duplicate the shapes faster. Give it a different color, maybe blue. Pull it out again, give it a different color, maybe green. So just give it some vibrance. Don't like this color, it's a little dull, so I'm going to just make it brighter. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to move it up as well. Let me give it yellow, maybe. Yeah, so I'm going to work with these two shapes here. Now they both have the same color, but I'm going to reverse the gradient of this one. And how to do that? Just come and click here where it says reverse gradient. So basically it's the same thing, just that this color here is the same as it, like for example it's reversed. Okay, so you can just work with that, because we don't want them to have like the same shape, the same stuff. So that's why we are reversing the gradient. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go select both of them, then object blend. We're going to make a blend. So you see it's going to make two blends, and just because we specified two blends. But before that, I'm going to go to blending options. So specified steps, can see there are two, that's why it made two blends there. But I'm going to give it, let's say 300, see how much that happens. Let's give it a preview. So you see the preview, that's the preview right there. This means it has a fill color of white, so let's remove that fill color, and so that we have these kind of colors here. Sorry. Okay, so let me try this one. Object blend replace spine. So you see that we are creating some interesting shapes. You can do a lot with this. You can take this to After Effects and then just add a trim path and animate it and stuff. So it can be very interesting design work right there. There is this place where there is called a Bezier curve, again using the principles. For example, here you can click once and then click here and then click there, and then you can go on to the next one as well, just like this. So again, if you make a mistake, it's not going to select it anyway, so that will be good practice for you. Right, so here you see we have the circle. So if you make a mistake, it's going to deselect it and give you another chance to try, so you don't have to worry too much. So you can see the examples we just talked about, they are here as well. Okay, so moving on, this one I'm going to try and do it. So here, I know that I'm not following the exact areas because it has certain points that it has a specific limited number of nodes that you can use. And for me, I just try to use this least number of nodes that I can. So I've used 8 nodes out of 15 available nodes, and the ideal solution has 9 nodes. So I want you to go and try on your own to see how many nodes that you can use. If mine is 8, if you use less than 8, make sure you tag me or something, let me know how you did that. So there are many ways you can try to do this and try to come up with your own. This using 8 nodes doesn't mean that you know the software too much better than the other people know. It just means that you're kind of getting an understanding, a little understanding on how to use the Bezier curve. Just keep practicing as well. Whichever number you come up with, whether you use 15 on the point or use 10 or 9 or 8 or 7, it's important that you remember the principles and fundamentals of working with the pen tool to create the ideal shapes that portray the image. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave the tutorial. If you found value in this, let me know, and I'll speak to you in the next tutorial. Take care.